Hey everybody, welcome to pixelhangover.com. Let's talk a little Counterstrike. Counterstrike Go. So this is the new and improved, I believe it's improved, Counterstrike that just came out last week on the PC. Obviously this game is huge on the PC. The original Counterstrike is still a massive hit over there on Steam. It also hit Xbox Live and PSN. We are go ahead and streaming the Xbox Live version in case people are interested in seeing how the console port showed up or turned out. Everybody knows the Steam port is, if you're going to be serious about Counter-Strike, go play it on Steam. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. That's where the serious players are and so forth. But those of you that might remember back in the Xbox One days, there was a little port of Counter-Strike on the original Xbox. It was really good. So here we are, was showing off. I think there's 8 new maps and 8 recycle maps from previous, and this is a previous one here that we're showing off here. Just wanted to play through a few rounds, basically show to anybody who's maybe new to Counter-Strike. If you know Counter-Strike, you don't need to see this. You've seen Counter-Strike. Maybe you want to check out the quality. The visuals look pretty good on Xbox. But if you're new to Counter-Strike, it's old school. So it's one of those games that, like maybe the first time you played Gears of War 1, where after you get, I don't know how this guy didn't die. Look at the blood splatter everywhere. After you die right there, you actually then watch as the rest of your teammates do their thing. But it's also a good example of one round. It's first to 6, so one round you can be MVP, just dominate, and your name's plastered there at the end. And the next round you could die instantly, and that actually happens in a few rounds we showcase here. Looks like about 10 minutes or so. So I was trying out some new weapons that I hadn't played with in a while. I mean, it still feels like Counter-Strike is still this guy. I don't know how he's undead, but it feels like Counter-Strike, right? And there's a certain flow to Counter-Strike, a certain feel. It's different than any other shooter, and there's probably a reason why it's been so popular so long. It started out as a mod of Half-Life, I believe, Half-Life 2. So, it's survived a long time, and this is I think a very good HD up what do you call it, remake of a classic game. And it's $15, 1,200 points if you're Xbox Live. Yeah, just dominate that dude. $15 on any platform. I think if you're PlayStation Plus, you get it for like $11.99. So that's a great deal. I mean, we're talking 16 maps for well under $1 a map. So. But you gotta if you're going to be new to this, you have to kind of invest some time to learn the intricacies in how Counter-Strike works. It's not like a modern day shooter. So that's kind of what you have to know what you're in for. So at the top, yeah, you can see that we have 2 people on my team. We're on the right side, and there he is right there. I saw him there, and I think I spent a good deal of time trying to find this guy. And I think he may have actually, no, I don't remember what happened here. But yeah, so it's not a typical shooter as they are currently, but that's part of the charm. That's part of why it's popular. It's part of why it works really well. Another thing we get to see in this game is a lot of people have been complaining about the lag on consoles, and you actually see it pretty bad in this game. So that's something to think about. Another thing to remember. There we go. So there we go. MVP. I got MVP in that. I got most eliminations. Felt really good about myself. First time using this weapon. Right there is a good. You buy stuff at the end of each round, similar to Shadowrun or that kind of a model if you're familiar with that game on consoles. But as you can see, I did not die that round, so I got to keep my weapon. Did not have to spend any money, and I was feeling really good about myself. And this game has a great way of humbling you after you think you're doing really well. So that's what happens here. Which is actually look at that. Just first one to die, maybe second one there. But you're feeling really good, and the thing about Counter-Strike is a lot of it's about habit. You see a lot of people doing the same things every round, and because the rounds are so often pretty quick, it's easy to get back into it. But it's hard not to get. It's hard to. I'm watching someone here. It's hard to get used to not spawning, because that's the thing that Call of Duty's taught everybody is So you died, so you got dominated. You're back in the game like this, and that's I think part of why that game is so crazy successful is because you never dwell on maybe how bad you are. You're right back into it, and you can, and it's so noobed up that anybody can do decent. So right here, I think this is shows some lag, and it does correct itself, but it's look at that. I mean, that's crazy. And so, I mean, someone just got killed there in the middle of that, and that's just not fair. So that's some lag right there that hit. I don't know if it's code or just people's connections and picking a bad host. I don't know. But it seems smooth for the most part for me. Just the occasional blah like we just saw there. That's all lag right there. See that? That is not edited video. So pretty severe stuff there. And then it does calm down. But we actually end up watching a pretty epic standoff here. And you can select between friendlies or enemies in this mode to watch, and I do that quite a bit coming up here. But one thing that I've heard people complain about on the Xbox is they actually keep you from being able to be in parties in this game, because as you're sitting here on the death screen, you could easily tell your friends where the enemies are, and that's just not cool. That kind of breaks the whole point. So one thing that kind of shook me just in because playing a lot on Xbox Live is because right away when I got in the game, I heard people talking. I heard actual voices from people's mics. You don't hear that much anymore. Party chat has killed that, which I'm okay with. I like party chat, but it was interesting to hear voices. So here's my guy's right up on top here, and he actually gets a really crazy angle on this guy, and he kills him right about now. Yep. Look at that angle. Nice job. So. And this other guy, I don't know what he's doing, but he's got about 5 seconds, and he's going to lose. Because the point of it is, it's not really deathmatch. I mean, a lot of the rounds turn into deathmatch, but the point of the game really is for the counter-terrorists to come in and grab the hostages there and bring them back to their home point. So you can win that way, or you can win by just killing. But the maps are pretty small, so it just kind of dives into team deathmatch. I guess what where it can come in handy is if you have maybe one person on the counter terrorists and they're hiding, they're not really doing much, but you have a couple people or even one left on the terrorist. Maybe he's hiding, and the counter terrorist is like, oh fine, I'll just win this game by bringing. And that actually happens. I think here I get a little turned around, and another thing that if you're counter terrorist like I am here, don't do what I do in this round. Or one of these rounds coming up, I'm chasing and I'm waiting, trying to get an angle on the actual counter-terrorists, but they have the friendly or the hostages right behind them. I need to shoot the hostages. Shooting the hostages also will keep them from winning the game, obviously. I can't tell if a lot of this is lag or what, but I feel like I should be plastering this guy. They got this corner covered pretty well. So right here where I'm standing is where you'd want to bring back the hostages if you're on the counter-terrorist team on this map. I thought I had a grenade. That's what I did. Left bumper switches to knife and then grenade. Didn't do so well there. So it's a game of patience. If you rush, some people are really good at rushing, obviously, but I found that if I rush, it's kind of in between. I don't want to rush, and I don't want to be too patient. Either way will get you killed, but they also win you the round. So it's one of those games that kind of, I think, balances it out. Now, if you have a really good team that communicates, yeah, that's obviously huge. And we got a couple people working together here. A lot of guns you can't zoom in. A lot of hip firing that happens. It's just kind of how the game is built. So it's 3-on-1. Right now, they kind of know that my guy's up in that room. Sometimes it's frustrating watching people play because it's like, what are you looking at? What are you doing? Why would you turn there? Why would you go down there? The other two guys are zeroing in on him, and the third guy is, yeah, so there we go. Must have killed him up top. So and it gives you some money there, almost no matter what, so that you can buy a weapon. See, I have to buy a weapon now. I'm going back to. Let me see, am I trying something new? Yeah, I think I tried a UMP or something like that. And right there, I tried that. I almost went for my normal position down the left. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to switch it up here. I'm going to go this way. It can be a very frustrating game. It can be a very rewarding game. It can be a very fun game. So, like right here, I don't know why. I was having a little hard time zeroing in on my aim and so forth, but I don't know how he didn't take much damage. I don't understand that. So this could be just resulting in lag. I don't know. So yeah, we have the last 20 seconds here. So just wanted to show off some Counter-Strike. Thanks for watching. Pick up the game if you're an old school fan. So we appreciate it. Subscribe. A lot more on the way. Thanks.